Hi there, my name is Alan from Impala Asset Management. I've been asked to talk about asset management in general. The best way to explain asset management is the analogy of a car. If you think about a car, before you purchase a car, you decide what is the strategy of this car. Do you want to use it to transport goods? Do you want to transport people? Is it just to go to school and back or work and back? So that's the strategic decisions around the assets. In this case, the analogy is the car. But whether you're in a factory, whether you have a facility, whether you have a mine, whether you have a port, it doesn't really matter. So strategic decisions around the use of the asset, obviously very important. Then you get to the financial function or the financial aspects of the car. How much money do you have? How long do you want this car to last? Is it a 2-year investment, a 5-year investment? What's the life cycle that you want to get out of this car? Then you have the operational side of things. So how are you going to operate this car? Are you going to have heavy braking? Are you going to take the turns excessively? Are you going to flat box it? How are you going to operate this car? So obviously it has a major impact on the life cycle of that car as well. And then you get to the technical or the maintenance side of things. Do you service your car regularly? If you don't, what's going to happen? It's going to break down. Do you change the tires? Do you change the spark plugs, oil, etc., etc.? So how well do you maintain this car, which also has an effect on the life of that vehicle as well. From a risk point of view, it's also important to keep in mind risk management as well. Also affects the car as such. Have you got it roadworthy? Do you have the relevant certification in place, etc., etc. So all of this, all these functions add up to what we call asset management. Now, asset management has been around for centuries. And if you think about these days, it's now 2020. And there's a couple of standards around asset management, the most prolific being the ISO 55000 standard. So there's at least something which can now be worked towards from an asset management point of view. But at the end of the day, asset management doesn't just belong to one person within your organization. It's actually a multiple functions that work together to make sure that the asset is looked after and that there's obviously a proper life cycle for that asset. So if you think about your car, you think about where cars have come from the early 1900s, they didn't have airbags, no power steering, etc. No electric windows. And where cars these days, they're self-driving, automated, high-tech vehicles. So similar to an asset management within your organization, high-tech is obviously starting to take over and have a massive influence. Artificial intelligence, big data, etc., etc. But at the end of the day, asset management is multiple functions working together to make sure that the asset delivers value for your organization. Thanks.